Double D's in the morning, 97.1.
You just hear us like sipping on coffee.
And that was, without a trace of doubt and exaggeration, the highest my voice's register could go at this time of morning. Not even kidding. You know when like you hear those like little radio splurs in the morning, like, let me hold on.
Good morning, guys.
Double D's in the morning, 97 point. What? Did you hear me have to reach for that? I haven't even warmed up my shit yet.
That's the, yeah. Like,
We
that's how
are-
you know.
Oh, welcome to Double D's in the morning. It's like 8:30. It's supposed to be even earlier, but I'm always on Latin time. Dennis wanted to do it even earlier, and he would have been capable of doing it. He's an adult. I'm almost an adult. My new job is gonna make me an adult. He's already been doing that for quite some time, since he already knows. Dennis,
I also just like waking up early. It's just like
I like to as well, just so I can once you do and you actually get stuff done, you're like, wow, I got so much done, and it's like not even like this time, and it's like, holy shit, there's so much of the day left. You wake up past like 10 or you wake up past 11 nowadays, and even though it's not even really technically half the day, it feels like you just wasted half the fucking day. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I guess we'll also just I guess we're so tired we forgot to introduce the podcast.
I was remembering, but like I was going with the flow at first. Why don't you do the honors this morning, my old buddy Bert?
Sometimes tired, sometimes sleepy, sometimes still has COVID. But yeah, that's
Those fucking radio hosts do it just like, we got Tim Nito and the in the morning.
You even wonder too, like those guys, like when they like get into the studio, right?
They fucking
yeah, exactly. Like they have to, man. That or either like some of the strongest coffee in existence, I guess. Can you imagine too, like if someone was able to make like coffee that gave you the same kick as cocaine? Holy shit! Like it's just like it's like one sip of this, you're gonna see some serious shit.
It'd be just as addicting, honestly, and that would probably have the same effects. People would be like, "Oh, it's coffee. It's not like illegal like marijuana. Marijuana is bad for you because it's illegal." Like people would defend it because it's coffee and be like, "Yo, if you drink this, you are gonna be fucking cracked out of your mind. You're not to the point where you're gonna be so wired, you're not even gonna be doing a good job at your work. It doesn't not gonna matter."
And then not to mention even like how people always like sort of their bodies get sort of used to like that addicting substance. Like eventually like you just take it
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you take it so often that like it just doesn't hit you the same way as it did the first time. It's kind of like the same way like
shit, by the way.
Yeah, for anyone who's ever had like weed in their life, like the first time you took that puff, it was just kind of like, oh damn, dude, what the fuck, this fucked me up. And then literally you take weed for 6 more months and like it's not gonna hit you the same way. It's like coffee too is like, for me, like I'd almost have to get like an espresso for me to even feel anything. Like just drinking regular black coffee like is almost nothing to me now at this point. And now I'm starting to understand, like, at least for some people that I know, like I have a cousin who like literally drinks coffee like every 3 hours. He's like, I take it for breakfast, I take it with lunch, like afterwards, and then I also have one with after dinner, and then he still sleeps fine. So it's like, clearly his body's just used to it at that point, and
that is not healthy.
I mean,
I know. If you're talking about the cousins that I think you're talking about, then I guess I understand that because they are simply fucking built different. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know how people can have the energy to be like, welcome to in the morning. We got Johnny Asshole and the Bow.
Maybe
playing all the latest greatest hits. Today we have Nicki Minaj's version of Hey Jude. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it, man.
Maybe they're just that animated in the morning, but it's just so funny. Like, if you're one of those people that are within the studio and you just see them mellow down right after they're done with their show, they're just kind of like, "Hey guys, okay, I'm gonna be going home now." Like just sounding like Charlie from like Moist Critical. It's like, "Hey guys," it's like at 8 a.m. He's just like, "All right, guys, we're ready to do this," and then basically like what 12 p.m.
It's Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian,
and then like 12 p.m. comes around. It's like, "Hey guys, we're gonna call it a day. Good job, everyone. Like, think it was great, and I'm gonna be heading home now, and I'm gonna fuck my wife. See you guys." And then
his wife's probably still sleeping.
Like his wife's probably seen that radio show and just went like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like,
just I don't know you.
And also, you're a radio talk show host, so it's kind of like no one really sees your face. So it's like maybe for his wife, she could have that disconnect. It's like because she'd never seen the guy's face, but it's like, but that's you though. It's just like, what the fuck?
You know what I just realized? I mean, that too, honestly, it's just like you never see the face and you're like, oh, that's what he looks like? Oh, geez,
yeah,
no
exactly.
He does radio. And I had a friend tell me I have a voice and a face made for radio today. I'm like, thanks, man. You're the best. And fuck you, Trevor.
And now you emulate those dreams in the shitty podcast.
I'm too hot for radio. Fuck you, Trevor. This is too hot for the Double D experience is too hot for radio. That's why it's not on there.
We're too spicy for radio. Because if we tried to do this, like let's say in a radio show, like about 15 years ago, would have flown pretty well. But nowadays, I think with a lot of the shit that we say, chances are our show would probably get taken off the air like real fucking quick.
It could be on Sirius Radio. It could never be on like it could never be on mainstream radio. That's considered like the normal like cable radio.
Yeah,
I mean, not literally. I'm being analogous to television here, but that's considered like the cable radio that like literally everyone and anyone has access to as long as they have like a cheap like $5 radio that they purchase from Walmart. Sirius Radio is like like stuff that you need like subscriptions for and whatnot. It's like the same thing as like paying for free television versus subscription-based television. You pay subscription-based television and there are no commercials. but because it's also like privatized in that way and it's not on like cable television where anybody with a TV can access it and you have to pay a service for it, that's why you're allowed to show titties and shit and drugs and swearing and whatnot that you find on like HBO, and why everyone's like, oh my god, it's so much better because the titties everywhere. It's like they're allowed to be mature. This is good television now. This totally excuses for fucking piss poor writing. And the thing is, it's like it's called a commercial based subscription through a paid service or like a premium subscription or a premium based pay package or whatever it's called. So it's the same thing for radio. So if our show was on the radio because we're sort of a, I don't know, quote unquote, we're a comedy podcast that's more mature ending. We say a lot of dumb shit and we swear a lot. It couldn't be on normal radio. We would have to be on like Sirius because, dude, on those radios they have like fucking like Fox News channels where they're just like, yeah, they fucking black people and these goddamn Jews and these fucking Planned Parenthood fucking over my wife. Like those channels exist on Sirius XM. I mean, I don't know how listened to they are. Like Glenn Beck, there was him too. You think Glenn Beck was on public radio? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck no. The guy was a professional propagandist. That's what he was. So, no, our show would definitely be allowed to be on there. But the thing is, it's like, as far as the morning routine goes, I got a very specific morning routine, all right? It involves staying up way too late watching Danny Phantom till about 3 in the morning, waking up a couple of hours later, hitting snooze on my alarm every 5 minutes, waking up and attempting to get up, falling back down, hitting snooze on my goddamn phone again, drugs, religion, back to drugs again.
The religion is our podcast.
Watch that video, by the way. That shit was hilarious. And, yeah, but we didn't, I just realized now, we didn't even say the reason we are even recording so early and why all the news that definitely happened within the last week that, exploded on, online and the news that we're clearly not talking about on this podcast. Why are they not talking about it yet? Elon Musk did a hostile takeover of Twitter. He didn't even buy it. He walked into the building and he fucked everyone in there with his giant wads of cash, and now he owns it, and he's promoting Ron DeSantis on every single public Twitter profile on the platform, including my own. Well, the reason we're not talking about that is because Mr. Dennis has got some... Dennis has plans. Dennis's girl has plans. David has plans. His plans aren't as cool or as important, but he's got plans. So what are we doing, Dennis?
Well, on the day of this recording, I will be leaving to go to an island, not Epstein's Island. I don't even know where that is actually, but
I mean, most people don't. That's the whole point.
I mean, you could just look at a map and just like point one out. It's like that looks like an island for a bunch of pedophiles. Like, think of this.
There's no way it's charted, like on mainstream maps.
Maybe like Epstein just saw an island. It looked like
only on premium subscription maps.
Like Epstein saw like a map and just saw like this one island that looked like a little girl and was like, that's the island. That's the island we're gonna make my retreat at.
Oh fuck.
But yes, I will be going to undisclosed island for undisclosed amount of time for undisclosed vacation time.
Having undisclosed amount of sex.
Hell yeah.
Undisclosed balls deep in his girl with an amount of undisclosed blunts in his hand.
Hell yeah.
God, you piece of shit.
Hell yeah. Also, but your boy still has COVID. But lucky for me, the place I'm going to doesn't give a fuck about COVID. And the place I'm going back to, the US, also doesn't give a fuck about COVID because they stopped doing tests at fucking airports. So
bad for business,
bad for business. Good for me, but bad for business. But so at the very least, it was very much like a lucky thing that I got it around the time. I literally got it, I think, a few days after they announced that they're gonna basically just stop doing the tests, like at the airports. Like at least for the airline that I'm going on, United. They're not giving a shit, like at all. Which I mean, it's United, so it's like you kind of expect it, but
yeah.
So lucky break for me. I'm still gonna be masking up, obviously, but I even read up that like at least for some people who have who have COVID or have had COVID, it's kind of like a couple days after, like you could still be positive even like a couple months after you tested positive, but apparently people say that like, and I'm not like taking this as like with any credence whatsoever. It's just like I read it and was just like, oh, that sounds awfully convenient, because some articles basically said that, if you tested positive, you'll still test positive, but even if let's say you do test positive like after a good amount of time has passed, you aren't contagious. So I was like, okay, like I guess that works. For me, I don't know, like for my conscience.
Same thing my friend said, because he got COVID and he came back, before he didn't take a negative test to come back. They didn't require him to, because again, like the rules are a lot laxer now. But at the same time, I mean, he literally left work halfway through his next shift because he wasn't feeling well. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking staying away from him. And he said the same thing that you did. How you could be positive still for like a month or even plus after that. I mean, you can have long COVID and you can have like some residual symptoms for like a long time or like a month after that. But you're literally positive for a month afterwards, yet you're not contagious. How the fuck?
Because here's the thing. I also definitely got Omicron. I didn't get Delta. I wasn't laid out in bed like some other people that I knew, like that got it. Like I had just regular flu shit for the most part. I honestly thought
Delta Dawn. Yeah,
it's like I literally thought I got like the flu, but I took a COVID test and I even took one yesterday. Still positive. So at the very least, I will be masking up and everything like when I'm at the airport. So I'm not a fucking asshole, but it's just like, especially at the resort too, they're not even gonna be checking me either. Like just gonna be like, all right, get the fuck in there. Just go on your bus and get to your hotel. Piece of shit. Like, but when I'm at the resort and everything too, at the pool and everything, of course, like I don't know. Like, I'm trying to isolate it, I guess, for a bit, but your boy's going on vacation. I'm sorry, and like, you know, I have to be a bit of an asshole in this respect because, like, I'm going on vacation.
Already judging you.
Everyone's already judging me. I know they are, but it's like, you know, I wasn't gonna like not go. You kidding me? No, no way.
You think they got healthcare on that island, Denise?
Oh, I mean, if anything,
you're going to kill them all. No, that was genuine. That was genuine for a second. You had an actual thought about that. Like, wait. You were like, wait a minute. Am I actually going to kill these island people?
Sounded like that
There
one.
goes Hawaii. There goes Hawaii.
It's like that one
now
scene.
there
Like,
goes
right?
Hawaii. The island is gone.
It's like right before, like, Krabs is about to, like, you know, like, defile that grave for money. It's like, am I really about to destroy this whole island for my vacation? Of course I am!
Of course I am.
But, if anything,
hey,
yeah.
man, that's not cool.
I will be masking up for the most part and everything, so don't worry about that.
I mean, if you're cleared to go, if it's been like as long enough of a time and you're not contagious, that's the thing. Like, my coworker was cleared for it, even though without a negative test. But again, apparently that's even the CDC rule now, is that they say like, I mean, they already reduced it from 2 weeks after you have a positive test down to 10 days a long time ago. My coworker at least waited the 10 days. But again, he left halfway through his next shift because he wasn't feeling well. So I'm like, dude, fuck you. You're still sick. I'm staying the fuck away from you. I don't care. Like, because I'm starting a new job in a week.
Yeah.
So, like, fuck off. I'm not getting sick right now. Like, you can actually kiss my dick if you think, like, just because, like, I'm going to get COVID just because you want me to hang around you. Like, no. But if it's true what they say, that you can be positive still, you'll feel okay, I guess, for the most part, and yet, most importantly, you won't be contagious, then whatever. I mean, do your thing.
And not to mention, though, like, this, at least, how am I gonna say this, like, without sounding like an asshole, but if everyone at this point is already, like, obviously, shotted up, and then plus, even, like, boosted,
very poor choice of words, but okay.
Yeah. You know, shot it up. But if everyone's got like their shots and their booster, right? And if I give you COVID, don't mean to say it like this, but you ain't gonna die. You'll be sick, probably for about a week or two. You won't die though. So, at the very least, it's not the same sort of like kind of, I guess, conditions that we were in like 2 years ago, where it's like if one guy got it, chances are everyone else like in that family is not only gonna get it, but the symptoms are gonna be like far worse. Like talking like Delta like type of shit, where people actually straight up died from it.
Delta Dawn.
Yeah, and like at least with it came to Omicron, like, you know, I haven't checked the numbers, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people died less from Omicron than fucking Delta. So
way more people got sick, but less people died because it was like it was a way less
strong.
Oh my god, I have morning ass. Y'all didn't hear that, but that was
I heard that though.
You heard
Holy shit! I was like, wait, did David just like move to his left and like just like drag the chair along? But then I'm like, no. I fart like that.
I'm alone in my room right now, and I have to do it like that. It's like I'm masking the scent for anybody.
No,
I literally could have just fucking Wario wafted my whole shit, but I elected not to do it. So, wow. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Mario Strikers Battle League. Y'all already giving it some good love right now at the time of this recording. I'm sure it passed 100 views by this point. And I know what some of y'all are thinking, wow, 100 views, you're proud of that? That's so pathetic. Well, fuck you. It's the little goals that count. And as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, that shouldn't matter. Or it's taking up too much of your time or separating from your long-term goals. That shouldn't matter. There's a lot of small channels out there that love doing what they do. It fulfilled a hole in their life, gives them like a little hobby. I know the Double D experience fulfilled a big hobby for me and fulfilled a hole in my life that was created from several different factors. And I don't care that it doesn't get Joe Rogan views. Fuck off. I don't need to get Joe Rogan views. or have you ever heard of this doctor that, he's been treating COVID like this really cool different way? You don't need the shot or anything like that. Oh, man. Do you like weed? No, I don't need to do that shit in order to be me, alright? Suck the nut, alright? Well, hope you guys enjoyed that, as much as I enjoyed my dream last night, which was fucking wild.
Was it?
Here's the thing with me and my family, right? Whenever, I don't know if I made this clear enough from the first, 20 fucking minutes of this episode. I am not a morning person.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm really not.
I am.
I like to lean more towards being a night owl. I mean, I like the whole thing of being up early and getting stuff done. I love feeling productive. But at the same time, I'm just not a morning person. I don't like being up early. It makes me anxious. I don't like waking up early or knowing that I have to wake up early. And my mom and my grandfather were the exact same way. When we knew we had to be up early, we don't sleep. It's just, it's on our minds, and it racks our brain too much when we have to be up early. I know for a fact that the first day of my new job, when I start doing that, I already have to be up early as fuck for that. And I know that I'm also not gonna really fucking sleep well either. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I've done a lot of changing this last year, so who knows? Maybe I will. But I have the most vivid and wild dreams in between the snooze button. When I hit the snooze button and roll back over, I literally shut my eyes and I go back into the other world. When I'm sentient, from being awake and in the real world in between that. For the most vivid, sometimes the best, and sometimes just fucking weirdest dreams.
So what was this dream then?
Oh, it was quite relevant to the current situation, Dennis. You see, we were recording the Double D Experience in the morning, 97.1. And
can you imagine? I would love it if all episodes we record in the morning, we just label it as Double D Experience 97.1, and it's just then everyone will know that we did this at the crack of fucking dawn.
Yeah, so that's how people will know. Yeah,
that would actually not be a bad idea. I mean, the few times that we'll ever have a 97.1 episode, it'll just kind of be hey guys, I'm gonna Double D Experience.
That's just how people will know.
Yeah, it's because literally often
we're getting the sleepy D's today.
Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of episode.
Double D's in the morning. I mean, more than anything else, I would feel bad for the people who actually run 97.1. I don't know what radio station that is, but they're gonna see it and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Are they? Do you think they'd come after us?
Probably. I mean,
it's just a number, though.
I mean, dude, if the Double D Experience got enough views and we called it 97.1, they would probably be like,
Maybe we should just keep calling it 97.1, and then let's say when the day comes, we get high enough that they're like, "Hey, what the fuck? This is a breach of copyright." It's all right, we'll change it, and then we'll just put it to 96.9.
I was gonna say, I was thinking even before you said that, we should just be 69, Double D's in the morning. 69.9. Shut up. See, my alarm just went off again. That is how early in the morning it is for us to be recording this. So anyway, 97.1. I had a dream. We were recording the Double D Experience in the morning, and it was all dawny. It was all that sort of duskish, foggy morning dew in the morning outside, where the grass is still wet from the morning dew. The air is crisp and moist, like you're on a camping trip. Nice and fresh outside, and the sun's not even really truly fully up yet. And it's slightly overcasty out. And I know this, because instead of being in my room, my computer and my whole setup is plopped in the back right corner of my backyard. It's all just outside for some reason. We're just recording it outside. I don't know how, but that's what we were doing, right? And in the meantime, there are some animals in my backyard that I must watch over while we record the Double D Experience. Normally, the normal dogs that I would like to have in my backyard, even though I don't have a dog right now. And for whatever reason, a primordial primate. There would be a big-ass...
That looks like me.
Not even like you. It's a big-ass, lanky Kong-looking chimpanzee with long arms and, that middle stubby, ugly, fucking Ren and Stimpy-ass looking body. And just long-ass, lanky Kong arms. He's just there. He's my pet. I don't know his name, but he is my monkey friend. Here's the thing, in the middle of recording the Double D experience, he gets out. He gets out through the gate. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta go get my monkey. So I'm like running to go get him, right? And normally, like, for whatever reason in this world, in my dream, dogs were just replaced with monkeys. Because everybody outside is walking their monkeys. They're not walking their dogs, they're walking their monkeys. They're long-ass, like, lanky Kong-ass looking chimpanzee monkeys. And so my chimpanzee, whatever the fuck his name is, walks up to another one with this woman who is, like, petting her chimpanzee. And he just starts wailing at this other chimpanzee. Just starts fucking throwing them hands, you know, like picking a fight with them, running. I'm like, ah, shit, no, stop it. Monkey, stop it, no. And I had, like, in the middle of the Double D experience, I gotta run off and I gotta go get this fucking thing, get it off this other woman's chimpanzee who miraculously wasn't that hurt. And this is not a dog. This is a big-ass monkey. He's got opposable thumbs, motherfucker, and he's fighting me back. So I have to try to drag him back to my fucking front door just to get him back inside to not harass the animal population anymore. And then he starts swinging at me. And I'm like, monkey, no! Stop it! Monkey! Stop!
And remember, guys, monkeys are strong as fuck. Like, chimps, they have the strength of 2 men, honestly, instead of 1. Like, one good slap from them will knock you out cold. Like, it's pretty nuts how fucking strong they are.
Yeah,
Like, things got back muscles, man.
And again, it wasn't even like a gorilla or any like monkeys with like big muscles or anything. It was like one of those shitty little like chimpanzee looking things with just like arms that are bigger than its fucking body. Like, you know the ones I'm talking about, like those weird like sort of chimpanzee spider monkey. I'm not versed in my monkey knowledge more. I'm literally a Nintendo gamer. I should know more about monkeys than I should, because like I know DK is gorilla, Diddy is chimpanzee, but that's all I know.
I think that's as far as the comparisons go, though, low-key.
I mean, there's so many more different types of monkeys. You know, there's macaques. Macaques really hairy.
Y'all don't see y'all don't see my face, but
Double D's in the morning. 97.1.
I had a very, very strong look of disappointment.
Very incredulous.
Very incredulous. Just could not believe David did this. Now we're gonna get canceled.
Finally.
Some recognition.
This doesn't have to be a big topic. Like, I don't want to talk about this for a long time again, as I'm sure you do not either. But I'm sure y'all know at this point. You might have seen TK Breezy's video about it if you're like more avidly in Smash. But Thunder Gaming deleted that tweet. Thunder Gaming deleted that tweet with that fucking tournament where they hired D1 and Heavenly to commentate it.
Real quick. Timeline-wise, again, we are recording this literally a day after we recorded our last episode, which to you guys came out last week. So, David told me this bit of news in that gap of time when I was still in bed in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will say this, I wasn't surprised, because no actual, like, because if their main objective is to make money, obviously, off of this event, they're not going to make it, considering the response they got from the tweet. And they're going to lose money, so they probably waited and thought, okay, no, there's no point in doing this, because like, if we're not going to get like a big turnout, then what's the point of making it? Because like in the end, they're not here to like create a great event or whatever. They're here to fucking make, you know, a bit of profit. So yeah, like if I was their financial advisor, I probably would have told them, yeah, don't do this. You guys would be fucking idiots to doing it. Yes, go ahead, David.
They will make money as long as they don't pay out the winners of their tournament.
That is true. I keep forgetting that bit.
Fucking or any of their employees.
Yeah, fucking scumbags.
Or Violet Myers.
Oh. No, they gotta pay Violet Myers. She's like the fucking headliner of the whole fucking thing.
You gotta admit, she has a pretty nice body. You can say what you want about her face.
But dude, that's what I was saying before. She has a butter face. It's like everything, it's just like literally from the face, from the like the neck on down. It's like, oh damn. and then you look up, you're like, oh.
Some people low-key like butterfaces. Sometimes they hit. Sometimes
fine.
if you're in the right mood, sometimes they hit different. I'm just gonna say it.
And that's fine. But there's just some women that, you enjoy them more when you just have them on all fours and in doggy instead of like actually looking at them. It's just like how it is. Why do you think so many POV porn stars they like literally just have them like not showing their faces ever?
Double D's in the morning.
97.1.
Right? Don't gotta show it. Yeah. Well, apparently, the World Health Organization is trying to determine if monkeypox, being relevant here, monkeypox is a global threat.
So basically, they're trying to say that this thing is up there with corona.
It's not contagious like corona.
Yeah.
It takes long exposure as well as to be able to get it, but like they're just talking about it because they're just like the media's talking about it a lot because they're like, fuck, more pandemic news. COVID's dying down. Ah, shit, this'll sell.
COVID's dying down. We need another pandemic to talk about in the news because everyone knows when that fucking virus first came and made landfall here. All the news stations, even fucking Fox News with all their dumbassery, like think we're talking about this as well. So, like they're like. The news companies, they're like, yo, we got to find a new disease to talk about. What's going on lately? Monkey disease? That's funny. Monkeys and disease. Haha. Let's go make this news story about it. And apparently, like in actuality, it's like, it's not even, like that big of a threat anyways. And like, I know that at least when it first came out in the news, everyone was just like, monkey disease? What? Like, like, another COVID, like, clickbaity ass, like, kind of titles, like, all around about it, but it, like, it's, like, about as, like, it was about as news as when Ebola first came to this country, and that was because also that
it even says here that, like, monkeypox is, they're actually getting criticism from like leading African scientists who say it's been a crisis in the region for years, but like so many countries in Africa don't have access to that medicine that like so many other countries need, which is why they have so many different fucking diseases that like the rest of the world just doesn't bother with, Like they're not gonna declare it a pandemic, they're just like declaring it like, an emergency or some shit like that, but like,
They'd be like, if they're gonna go by levels, it's like, it's a level 2 risk. It's got a level 2 risk factor to it. And like, Corona's got like level 5, which is the highest perhaps. It's like, monkeypox though? Level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Strong 2.
Yeah.
David, you look as if you're about to go bowling.
As if I'm about to go bowling?
Yeah, you look like you got like a bowling uniform. Like David's part of like this old, like grouchy ass like team of old guys like who go bowling every Friday. They're gonna go to the bowler league of the East Coast and shit.
I mean, I do carry around strange animals around, apparently in my dreams. So, and I do get pissed when people step over the line.
David is the Big Lebowski.
Over the line.
No, David, I'm serious. The red and black and everything, I swear to God, you look as if you are like about to go bowling.
This is what like I normally wear for work. It's like it's my Nintendo Polo underneath my work shirt, so I look all like business fancy, and it looks nicer than just having to wear the t-shirt to show off my little scrotal body.
David dresses to please, guys. If you guys are ever at the shit pile that is the American Dream Mall,
I'm gonna give you all some. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, like you will see his big ass lanky arms, ape chimp body, with his arms that go past his knees, and then he'll slap a cube right in your face and say, "Buy this."
Speaking of that,
your long chimp arms.
No, Mrs. Kim Kardashian was at the mall recently, and I know this because I'm in a yes. And I know that because I'm in a group chat with a lot of my coworkers there who are all like children, really, not literally, but like basically they're just young and they care that much that Kim Kardashian was there.
Yeah, they're young and stupid.
Pretty much, yeah. And so my boy Skylar, shout outs to him. who's the other guy who runs my kiosk, who, you know, I was staying away from because he, you know, he had just had COVID and he came back recently. He sold 2 cubes to her. Evidently. So, if that man is still positive, if y'all hear in the news, this isn't a joke, by the way. I'm dead serious about literally all of this.
I'm laughing
if y'all
at
hear
that.
in the news, like, trending, Kim Kardashian has COVID, hashtag feel better, Kim, hashtag we love you, hashtag Kanye was better, all this different shit, just know, I know the person who gave her corona. And it weren't me. It weren't Denise. It were my boy. It were my boy. Which, by the way, everyone is already talking about how Kim Kardashian is there. Like, dude, if you didn't get her number, I don't give a fuck. All right? Like, that's the only thing I care about. Like, you know, it's Kim Kardashian. You know what she's going to say. But just so you can say you asked for Kim Kardashian's number, just do it. I would have done it. Well, I would have done it. Like, why the fuck not? Unless Pete was, like, there with her. I probably would have been like, oh, this is going to be really awkward if I do this.
But you also know she's probably had a threesome, like, at least once in her life.
I think they
like an
extra
extramarital fucking threesome. Like, I'm pretty sure she's had it at least once. Like, these Hollywood types, like, thing, and these, like, at least just like rich people types, like, they do some crazy shit. So it's kind of like, you know, like, it shouldn't even be a surprise. And to be fair, if I was at that stand, I wouldn't even have acknowledged who she was. And I don't know if she prefers that or she likes the fact that, like, some people don't know who she is, because it's like, it's probably gotten so old to the point hearing that, oh my god, you're Kim K. And she's like, oh my god, yes, I am Kim K. Like, you know, I really wonder if it's, like, refreshing to her if, like, she meets someone who, like, has no idea who she is.
It's gotta be.
Like, right? Like, I mean, you know, technically, yes. If in that situation, if I was on that stand, I would technically know her, yes. But it would be, I really, truly wonder, like, if I just did not acknowledge who she was, like, and just be like, all right, what do you want? Like, like fucking Squidward, like that kind of vibes. It's just like, what do you want? And she's like, oh, I want these cubes. I was like, yeah, that's $50.
Yo, he looks at her ass and he's just like, let me guess, Tiny, a small salad.
like, I really think too, like, you know, when you get to that point of celebritydom, like,
yeah,
you just, like, I don't know, if you were that person, like, that celebrity, it's like, I really wonder, like, does, like, Andrew Garfield wish he could just, like, walk down the street without people knowing who the fuck he is? And I mean, even, like, just some people are just so recognizable at that point. Like, you know, you ever watch Harry Potter once, you know who Daniel Radcliffe is immediately.
Right.
You know, he looked just like an ordinary kid with glasses, like, they're just walking down the street. And now he's, like, a little half crazy and going down that little Shia LaBeouf route. Like, low-key a little bit. No. He's just doing, like, a lot of, what do you call it? He did that one film with Adam Driver. I don't know if he's done anything other than that. He's been doing a lot of Broadway stuff.
He did that other one with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum, like that adventure movie or whatever, where he plays like the billionaire and he, like, hunts them or some shit. Or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a very recent film that just came out. Daniel Radcliffe was in that.
Did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I really just wonder, like, for, like, when it comes to celebrities, it's like, there is a kind of, I mean, look, I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch or anything, but it's like, if it ever comes to the point where, like, the podcast is going to do so well and it does explode and everything, and if, like, we get to, like, you know, David's, like, you know, sub count and everything, basically, like, just kind of, like, shoots up and on whatever, right? Like, and if David might get recognized, but at the very least, if I walk outside my house, most people won't know who the fuck I am. So it's just kind of like, I like the fact that at least I'll have, like, my privacy in that regard. Because I know for a fact, even, like, you know, a lot of YouTube, like, fucking even PewDiePie. He lives in Japan now, but, like, everyone knows who the fuck he is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, like, you know, there's so many people, too, like, you know, like, that you can just look, like, right at them. It's like, oh my god, it's Ray William Johnson. Like, I don't know why he was the first person that I thought of, but, like,
oh, your favorite Martian? Do you remember them?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, okay. I just was thinking of that because you brought up Ray William Johnson as, like, an example. Yeah, no, I do still get recognized from time to time. I just wasn't active with making YouTube videos and shit as much. But even one guy commented, my friend Diamond on the Mario Strikers Battle League is like, dude, I'll never forget when you came to Kingdom for the first time, and I was like, holy shit, is that Nintoonist? And like that happened to me a lot, believe it or not, and then like it felt like surreal, to be honest, and in a way kind of dumb because again, that one guy at SmashCon who assumed I knew Introspective just because I was a Smash YouTuber and just started putting me on that pedestal, which I is just dumb. I've never spoken. I don't even know what he fucking looks like. I don't even know what Introspective looks like. Never spoken to him in my life. But whatever. We're all Smash YouTubers, so we're this big high school cliquey group of friends, cliquey, like so we can just feel like we're better than you, and I'm sure some of them treat it like that, but Again, I'm 26, so yeah,
you get older and a little wiser.
Ray William Johnson, what's up?
You get older and you also get wiser too, because like
you
realize what's important, and that's not at all.
Yeah, getting Kim Kardashian's number or asking for it, important.
Pete Davidson would probably
kissing her fucking feet, not as important.
Pete probably wants a threesome. Like he's probably so tired of looking at this bitch like every fucking day at this point. It's just like, let's bring another guy in, or let's bring another girl in, like, fuck it, whatever. And then
I mean, that having a trophy wife, like for Pete and for Kanye, having a trophy wife like that, that wasn't enough, because then they were like, oh, wait a second, I don't give a shit about this girl. She just has a really nice ass.
Though. You've seen actual, like, undoctored pictures of her?
Oh, yeah.
It's not flattering at all.
Well,
like,
I mean, it's
I know, but,
fake.
like, I know. But, like, I think even people said that, like, the whole, like, the short, like, shortening or like thinning your waist to like add all that cellulite and shit like into your ass like has has actually kind of gone out of fashion, people have said, and
I think so. There's a huge amount of women
it got old, like it got old though, like I don't know how people quickly like realized it, but like I think it got old like pretty quick though, in my opinion, because it's like whenever you look at an ass, like it, like the initial like 10-second like feeling you get, it's just like, damn, look at that ass. And then, but then if you like look at it more enough, like let's say like under a microscope though, you just like, you kind of start to see all the little imperfections and shit. And it's like, if you're just kind of going after like a woman for just like her physical looks, which again, like if the relationship is just going to be just physical, then okay, like fine, whatever. But like, if like, after a while, like, especially when you've been with someone long enough too, like, you kind of do see like the little imperfections here and there, and like at that point it comes to a crossroads of like, is this enough for you to like, I guess to see the person in a different light? And like there's plenty of imperfections about me than even about my girlfriend too, like we both noticed with each other, but I'm like, I don't care, because like, especially like if you, depending on like what you're in the relationship for though, like if your investment, if you're like what you're trying to get out of it is like something different, like than just for physical looks, then obviously, yeah, like for me, like I look past it, because like, like I'm not perfect either. Like I'm not no fucking giga chat. I mean, maybe in my heart of hearts, I like to think I am, but like obviously, like in your like in just like, if you're just gonna like just look at it from a surface value, like you already know, like I'm not perfect. So like in that regard, like some people like obviously can look past it and all that, but I know like especially if someone is just so physical looks driven when it comes to looking for a partner, right? Like it's like, then you're in that rabbit hole that almost it's impossible to get out of, because it's like you're just always either looking for big titties, like just like that's like, and you're just
never
like,
be satisfied.
Yeah, you're just hardlining it, like and saying like, I only am looking for big titties, big butt lift ass, and like just like
all his dick.
Yeah, like so it's like, I'm just saying, like, you should at least keep your fucking prospects a little open when it comes to that, because it's like I have my preferences too, but I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Like I don't need that.
I agree.
And it's like, like
the imperfections are supposed to be perfect, as are your own. And that's the beautiful thing. Like, same with my ex, I felt the same way. She looked like this. Beauty is completely subjective. You could look at the That's another reason that I hate bitches like Kim Kardashian, because they're these people who say a lot of things like, beauty is pain, beauty is imperfection, I'm imperfect, all this kind of stuff. But then they augment their body to look like a specific image that the media portrays as objectively perfect. And it's like, no, like I'm more attracted to a lot of the women in my own life than I am to Kim Kardashian, and I mean that with my whole chest. And they're thicker than Kim K is. They don't look like the standard model of beauty that she is. Big titty, slim waist, big ass in your face, like not like that. You know what I mean? Like it's dumb. And I'm not gonna say that Kim Kardashian isn't attractive. She is, but I'm just saying, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and it's just.
But would you ever want to date that?
No, never. It's like hypocritical.
That family too?
No, fuck no. Are you joking? It's like hypocritical as shit. Like for them to say like, oh, be like you're perfect the way you are, and then augment their body to look a certain way. Like there are people who are calling butt lifts like self-love. Because women are just like trying to make themselves like look a way that they feel like will make themselves more attractive to other people. Yeah, that is the antithesis to self-love.
That is also like
you are augmenting your body specifically to other people. You're running away from your mental issues by augmenting your body in that way. Specifically for the attraction of men or whoever you're trying to get with. That is the fucking antithesis of self-love. I'm so over the media's fucking dumbass like body positivity, yes, you're perfect the way you are shit, and then like encouraging people to get the same fucking procedure for the sexual interest of men. Like it's just...
And let me just say something real quick.
It's the antithesis of that. Y'all are fucking hypocrites, honestly.
You could get a decent looking ass by doing squats.
I was gonna, yes!
Like, thank you.
I had a friend who literally asked me, like, if there was a way, like, for me to take, like, a lot of the fat that's in my gut, put it in my butt, I would absolutely do that. And I told her straight up, I'm just like, yeah, it's called squats.
Squats.
Do squats.
Get, like, the barbell, like, on your back, like, then go dip down.
That's what Hitomi did.
That's
what Hitomi did, Dennis. That's what Hitomi did to build her ass, and it worked. And she got an ass for it.
Guys, or even the two, like, I mean, I don't know, like... I wish there were
men
more
too. You want a booty?
Yeah, for your gay boyfriend who
yada 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 yada.
If you want like a much less expensive way to get a booty, just do squats. Just get that, like, go to a gym, get that fucking barbell on your back, and just dip down, and just do that.
Do it the old-fashioned way, you know what I mean? Y'all are like you keep going at guys for like, we don't want them to use steroids for them to look ripped because then they'll get like anger issues.
But you go get plastic whatever the fuck surgeries.
Yeah, you have no right to complain that like, the people you fuck aren't natural when you're doing that shit to yourself, all right? Like you have absolutely no right to go. Men or women, I don't give a fuck. It's it's another like textbook example of the ancient Chinese proverb that is one of the most important sayings and holds more true today than it ever has in the world before. Actions speak louder than words. I hate these fucking fake fucking piece of shit like cunt little fucking fake body positivity type people who literally change their bodies to fit the objective beauty standard and then tell everybody else they're like perfect the way they are. Shut the fuck up. You are a hypocrite piece of shit. Do it the natural way. I'm not perfect myself, I don't exercise really anymore, and even though I should, when I slouch, I have a bit of a dad bod now. I'm not perfect in that kind of way, but like, if you're unhappy, work at it and do it the natural way. Like, go to the fucking gym. Like, just put the fucking work in. And I'm not saying there's no reason to ever have that. Some people's only options are to have those kind of procedures and whatnot, but those are the dime a dozen. Most of the people who are doing it, and again, dude, from working at the American Dream Mall, like I used to, you'd be amazed the amount of women who are getting butt lifts now. Like, the statistics are kind of crazy.
And yet they're still going to the gym, too. It's really funny. Like, it's like
you literally don't have to anymore.
Because it's like, you won the...
I don't think. Actually, you might still have to. I don't know. It might have something to do with, like, their diet.
But it's also just kind of like, you won the lottery, technically. So it's like... Why are you still going to the gym to do squats? Like, what the fuck's the point? Like, I mean,
it's not gonna make your titties bigger.
Like, that's also just at that point you're just peacocking for like all these other dudes that are behind you. So it's like you kind of already know like where they're at mentally when it comes to that. So at least again, guys, even for dudes, if you want like some bigger titties,
which I actually need to bulk up my chest. So that I definitely do.
So just do some bench presses, man. Like,
nah, I'm gonna get a titty job.
Yo, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Yo, I'm gonna get the double D experience, baby. Woo!
I'm gonna be real.
I'll shake them titties in your face.
I actually did think about taking steroids at least once. I'll be real. I will be real. But I knew that I wasn't gonna go for like giant big diesel looking like dump, like I would say dump truck, but like Not dump truck, but like
This man's about to be dragging a wagon.
like look like a fucking human version of a Ford F-150 Raptor truck, like
The Asian Giga Chad.
but at least just to like, because like everyone, or if anyone here does go to the gym, like, obviously bulking up naturally compared to taking steroids, it's a bit more of a longer journey. It is. So like when it comes to at least
But that's self-love though.
but I know
The discipline that comes with that.
but the
which
thing
I don't
is-
fucking have. I'm the last person who should be saying it. But like, don't call fucking getting a butt lift self-love. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up.
But if they are, they should go see a therapist, like,
Yeah.
immediately. Because, like, here's the thing, though, too. If they have also no other, like, let's say, positive influences in their life, like, anyone even, like, I don't know, a good friend, in my opinion, would tell them, don't get that, because that's, like, a pit you'll never, like, get out of at that point. And then the older you get...
Neither will the guys. They'll be picking up. Ayo.
And the older you get, too, a lot of that stuff, it all ends up still sagging down, man. And, like, it's a temporary thing, is what I'm saying, though. It's like, it's a temporary solution to when there are better solutions out there that you can do. Like, again, go to the gym and squat like everyone else. Like, it's, and obviously, be on top of your protein and all that, and, like, you should be fine. But, like, everyone always, like, wants, like, the quick way out. And I think that's also, like, it's gonna sound like a real boomer. That's what's wrong with this generation. Everyone loves a quick solution. They love, like, the easy shortcut road, and then, like, they just want it. Like, cause
Another reason the 70s were, like, the fucking worst era that, like, ever happened. Because, like, the model of women back then, I don't know if you saw the objective model standard beauty of women back then. Women were sticks in the 70s. Like, they were stick fucking skinny in the 70s. And no, and they had the quick way to do that too. You want to know what that was? And even more than just, there was also pokey pokey. That was also a big thing back then as well, which was such a big problem. That was how they did that. That was when the quick way out started to happen. In the 50s, the objective standard for women, they were chunky. Women were thick in the 50s. That was what was considered like the model standard beauty for women. Marilyn Monroe came in the 60s, and she was kind of like that crossover halfway hybrid.
she was slim thick.
She was slim thick, that woman straight up had like a big hourglass figure, and like that drove a lot of guys fucking nuts because that's still considered really sexy to this day.
Yeah.
To have that little, like, that slim waist, big ass, but she had the big ass, slim waist because she fucking worked at it. I don't think the augmentation was a thing back then. I could be wrong. Maybe she had some horrible back end, like, old-timey 1960s butt lift surgery where they literally just took, like a bunch of bricks underneath you and just, like, smacked it up like a fucking Mario brother, like, to get that shit up there. Maybe. I don't know.
I also don't think, though, she went to the gym, because usually, I don't know, like, gyms are mostly...
She had to have.
If she probably worked out, sure, but, like, like, gyms I'm thinking of, like, back in the day, like, fucking YMCA's, like, boys-only clubs and shit. Which I'm like, obviously is, much different now. But, like, back in the day, times were different when it came to that. And I think, we're going to be wrapping up here, guys, in a bit. Because we want to try to keep this under an hour. But, if you're going to try... If there's any other women that watch the show, aside from the ones that we know, and you all want to get, like, butt lifts, go see a therapist. Not that I'm saying that, like, I'm not nobody, but I'm just saying, like, maybe you should go see a therapist first just to see where your mind is at when it comes to that. And I also don't even know if therapists are even allowed to kind of dissuade their patients to, like, get
or if they
shit
ask
like that.
for it. If they ask for, like, what do you think I should do? They'll probably be like, well, it's not my place to say. But if you want my opinion, I don't think you need that to be worthy of love. You know what I mean? That's probably what they'd say.
But even most patients that would ask that, it's also layered with the fact that I don't care exactly, like, what you have to say. I just want to hear your thoughts. It's basically saying that you can say what you want, but I'm probably still going to go through with this. So it's like, why the fuck am I wasting my breath at that point? Like, if me being the therapist, like, because, like, most people just always want, like, validation anyways. Like, why do you think there's, like, David knows, like, and everyone else here knows, like, why do you think there's so many people out there on fucking Twitter and everywhere else that, like, always just see, like love to post like, oh yeah, like look what I did, this and that or whatever, and just like trying to get all this validation, and then literally fucking 20 to 30 years time, you're not like, it's not even gonna matter. This whole phase that people have when it comes to the internet is like high school. You think it's the end all be all at that point because hey, you're making money. So I mean, okay, to that extent, okay, sure. But go down the line when, like, let's say if you ever do have like children or even like get married or whatever, like you're gonna look down from that point in your life down that road that you kind of like, you know, went through, and you're gonna realize, wow, none of that actually fucking mattered, or at the very least it damaged me to the point where like, you know, oh okay, like, you know, my values and plus even my like my priorities were very skewed during those days. And I even think too, like people who get caught up in that age are in a new stage of young and stupid, because like, you know, obviously most people nowadays are just so focused on the present. They just want to get money now. Like they want to get, like they want to get that bag now, like just like constantly. And then obviously not thinking about like, you know, obviously the future. And I think that ever since like also like, you know, that whole age of like whatever, like TikTok and whatever the fuck else that kind of came about, like it sort of even just like emphasized that even more, that like, oh, like you worry about the future when it happens, but it's like, but to not even think about it though, even a little bit, that's dangerous in my opinion. Like, because the future, anything could happen within 10 years. TikTok could probably may even get banned from the United States. And then if that happens, what the fuck are you gonna do? Because we already had that scare before with fucking Trump. So it's like, and our presidents change every like 4 to 8 years.
Not to mention Vine, which, you know, did like, you know, go under, and then that shit was gone. What happened to all the Vine stars, you know? Welcome to McDonald's. Gonna take order, please.
Or they went to TikTok.
I mean? Or they probably went to TikTok, which didn't exist for a couple of years until after Vine shut down, I don't think. But still, you know,
a lot of them. But a lot of them transferring over, like, just was seamless. It's like, oh, it's the same fucking like thing platform, literally. And like, yeah, like I just like I'm gonna just close. Yeah, it's just think about the future. Even like if you're so fixated on the present, think about the future for at least like 5 minutes sometimes, because it'll because a lot of things can change within like 10 years, even a year. A lot of things could change. Like you, like. Just keep your mind, like keep your eye out for it. Like
instead of always thinking about what you have to gain, think about what you have to lose.
That sometimes. Too, yeah.
Yeah. Jason Hudson, CIA.
Yeah, don't gamble.
don't gamble.
Don't join the World Poker Championships. It's a fucking pit, let me tell you.
It's funny because, you know, I actually appreciate poker for what it is, but at the same time, I'm like, it is gambling. So that's dumb.
It's televised gambling.
It pretty much. I mean, you know, it's not like slot.
You're gonna see people literally lose $500,000 like right off the fucking bat. Like
poker isn't all gambling though. There's a portion of it that is skill. It's not like the slot machine. It's literally, quite literally, completely fucking rigged. Like those machines are completely rigged. Poker is at least like 25% skill, where you have to be good at reading people, knowing how they play, understanding decks and how they work and whatnot, and then the rest of it is literally just hope you get the right cards.
Yeah.
So poker I can at least appreciate for that way. Not to defend like gambling. If you have a problem, you know, 1-800-GAMBLER, whatever. put it on screen. We're done. Here do be the plugs. I've done the plugs for like the last couple of weeks. Let Dennis do the plugs.
Alright, guys.
Have Dennis do the
guys,
plugs.
we got our Twitter, which is run by our very well known
you just pull up the image.
Closet.
I heard you click. I heard you click something. No. You pulled it up.
No. I just I had a lot of this stuff already tabbed up, but
you did pull it up.
Yeah. No. But it wasn't it though. Like dude, we're fucking burning. We're burning the candle here.
We're burning daylight.
We're burning daylight. But we don't got Facebook for obvious reasons. We have our Instagram. We have our Twitter. All that links will be down there as well. And if you want to check out our podcast on other platforms outside of YouTube, which is obviously I'm assuming where everyone's kind of watching this podcast from nowadays.
More people watch us on Spotify than you'd think, but it is definitely more on you. It is more on YouTube. That's definitely way more on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And then so Apple, Google, what was the other ones? Spotify, like Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, Spotify as well. You could also have email us and have David send you a pair of his voluptuous titties to your inbox. So
they're not so voluptuous yet.
yet. He's gonna get a boob job in like
I was
at the
gonna
end
say,
of
like,
January.
wait till I can afford the surgery. Yeah.
And then he's gonna sing like Marilyn Monroe to fucking Jack
Byron. I'm gonna sing to Byron.
Mr. President. All right, guys.
We'll see you in your dreams. You know, we love you.
I don't. Bye.
Let's.
I have COVID.